The UK housing market is on the brink of one of its biggest shake-ups in decades. In 2025, a wave of new reforms will change how homes are bought, sold and financed, and every buyer will feel the impact. From stricter mortgage rules to eco-friendly building mandates and digital property deals, the market is evolving faster than ever. Whether you're a first-time buyer or planning your next move, these changes could redefine what affordability and opportunity mean in the years ahead. Let's uncover exactly what buyers should expect in this new era of UK housing.
Number 1. Stricter mortgage regulations. The 2025 UK housing market reform introduces tighter mortgage rules designed to strengthen financial responsibility and reduce risky borrowing. Banks and lenders will now perform deeper affordability checks, ensuring that buyers can handle repayments even if interest rates fluctuate. This approach aims to prevent a repeat of past financial instability while promoting long-term security for homeowners. Buyers may notice longer approval times and more detailed documentation requirements as lenders scrutinize income consistency, existing debts, and lifestyle expenses before granting approval. These changes reflect a shift towards sustainability rather than rapid market expansion, emphasizing financial discipline over borrowing ease. For new buyers, these regulations might initially feel restrictive, yet they carry long-term benefits. By focusing on affordability, the government is helping to protect households from future debt traps. The new policies also encourage realistic property aspirations, reducing the risk of overvalued purchases. Although some potential buyers may need to reassess their budget or postpone purchasing plans, the overall outcome will likely be a healthier, more balanced housing environment. Property experts suggest that those who prepare early by improving credit scores, managing debts, and maintaining stable employment will still find strong opportunities to secure financing in this more cautious market. This reform also brings a sense of accountability to lenders, ensuring that mortgage approvals are backed by genuine affordability, not aggressive competition. The focus on responsible lending could reshape the relationship between financial institutions and home buyers, building greater trust over time. While stricter regulations might slow the initial buying process, they ultimately safeguard both individuals and the wider economy from future crises. For many, this change signals the beginning of a new era, one where transparency, financial security, and long-term planning outweigh the desire for quick transactions. The message is clear. Buyers in 2025 must approach homeownership with preparation, patience, and awareness of the market's evolving standards.
Number 2. First-time buyer incentives. The 2025 housing reform brings fresh opportunities for first-time buyers, offering targeted support to help them step on to the property ladder. With rising prices and stricter mortgage rules, the government aims to balance accessibility by introducing new buyer-focused schemes such as enhanced deposit assistance, shared equity programs, and regional grant initiatives. These measures are designed to reduce upfront financial pressure and encourage younger generations to invest in long-term property ownership. The reforms also prioritize affordable new builds, ensuring that a significant portion of housing developments cater specifically to first-time purchasers. This marks a turning point for individuals who once found home ownership out of reach. One of the key goals is to tackle the widening gap between income growth and property values. By adjusting incentives to match regional market conditions, policymakers hope to create fairer access across the UK, not just in major cities. First-time buyers in areas like Manchester, Leeds and Bristol could benefit from lower deposit thresholds or government-backed guarantees that make mortgage approvals smoother. Financial experts predict that these new options will strengthen buyer confidence and stimulate demand in previously overlooked markets. Although competition may rise for qualifying properties, the overall structure favors sustainability, ensuring that buyers purchase homes they can genuinely afford to maintain. Beyond financial aid, this reform reflects a broader vision of stability and inclusion. Encouraging home ownership among first-time buyers supports economic growth while building stronger local communities. These initiatives aim to inspire long-term investment in both people and places, helping create neighborhoods where ownership is attainable, not exclusive. The message for aspiring buyers is one of empowerment. With careful planning and awareness of available schemes, 2025 could be the year when dreams of owning a home finally become reality. The reforms highlight that the path to ownership may be evolving, but opportunities remain open for those ready to take informed, confident steps.
Number 3. Affordable housing expansion. The 2025 housing reform emphasises a strong commitment to expanding affordable housing across the UK, addressing one of the nation's most pressing issues, supply shortage. Government plans focus on constructing thousands of new affordable units, both for purchase and rent, with priority given to low- and middle-income families. These developments aim to balance the market by offering realistic options for those struggling with high property prices. The reform also pushes for public and private sector collaboration, encouraging local councils, developers, and housing associations to work together to meet national targets. This approach is designed to ensure that growth reaches beyond city centres into suburban and rural communities. A key aspect of the expansion strategy involves revising planning regulations to speed up project approvals and reduce red tape. Developers will be incentivized to include affordable housing quotas in every new development, ensuring accessibility remains a core feature of future projects. The use of modern construction technologies, such as modular housing and sustainable materials, will help reduce costs and improve build efficiency. As a result, buyers and renters can expect more choices at reasonable prices without sacrificing quality. Analysts believe that this increase in supply could gradually stabilize prices and relieve pressure from oversaturated urban markets. Over time, this shift may lead to more balanced housing opportunities across different income groups. For buyers, this expansion offers hope and flexibility. It represents a move toward fairer housing access, where affordability no longer means compromise. The policy not only focuses on quantity, but also on livability, ensuring that affordable homes are built in areas with strong transport links, local amenities, and employment opportunities. This vision redefines affordability from being purely cost-based to being about value, community, and quality of life. The reform signals a nationwide effort to create a more inclusive housing landscape where everyone has the opportunity to own or rent a home that truly supports their future.
Number 4. Green building standards. The 2025 housing reform introduces a new era of green building standards, reshaping how homes are designed, built, and maintained. The focus is on creating energy-efficient, environmentally responsible properties that reduce carbon emissions and promote sustainability. Every new home constructed after 2025 must meet strict efficiency benchmarks covering insulation, renewable energy use, and water conservation systems. This move reflects the UK's commitment to reaching net zero carbon goals while offering buyers long-term savings through reduced energy costs. Builders are encouraged to adopt solar panels, heat pumps, and recycled construction materials, transforming eco-living from a niche lifestyle into a national standard. For buyers, these standards represent a significant step toward future-proof investments. Homes that meet the latest environmental regulations are expected to maintain higher market value and lower utility expenses over time. Green certifications will also become a key selling point, giving buyers clear insight into a property's environmental performance. Energy-efficient homes often provide better comfort, improved air quality, and lower maintenance costs, making them appealing not only for sustainability reasons, but also for day-to-day living benefits. Financial institutions are also supporting the transition by offering green mortgages with favorable terms for eco-certified properties, rewarding buyers for choosing sustainable options. Beyond personal benefits, this reform contributes to a wider cultural and economic shift. By integrating sustainability into national housing policy, the UK aims to inspire responsible urban development and reduce environmental strain. Communities built under these standards will foster healthier living environments while setting a global example in climate-conscious construction. Buyers can expect future housing to blend smart technology with environmental responsibility, creating homes that actively support well-being and planetary health. The 2025 reform establishes a clear message: sustainability is no longer optional but essential, marking the beginning of a greener, more resilient housing era where every purchase helps build a cleaner future for generations to come.
Number 5. Rental sector reforms. The 2025 UK housing reform delivers sweeping changes to the rental sector, reshaping the balance between landlords and tenants. With rising demand for rental properties, the government aims to create a fairer and more transparent rental environment. New legislation introduces stronger tenant protections, longer tenancy options, and stricter property maintenance standards. Landlords are now required to meet higher safety and energy efficiency requirements, ensuring that rented homes provide comfort, security, and sustainability. These measures aim to prevent exploitation while promoting accountability within the private rental market. For tenants, this means greater stability and confidence in their living arrangements. For landlords and investors, the reform presents both challenges and opportunities. Compliance with the new regulatory framework may increase operational costs, especially for older properties needing upgrades. However, the long-term outcome is expected to favor those who prioritize quality and reliability. Well-maintained, energy-efficient homes are likely to attract more consistent tenants and command better returns. The government's plan also includes exploring rental cap mechanisms aimed at curbing extreme price inflation in high-demand areas while keeping rental income fair and sustainable. This shift encourages a more balanced relationship between profitability and social responsibility, setting higher expectations for property management standards across the country. Buyers interested in entering the rental market will need to adapt quickly to these evolving conditions. Investing in compliant, modern, and environmentally conscious properties could become the most strategic approach moving forward. The reform signals that the rental sector is no longer just about passive income, it is about ethical investment and long-term value creation. With transparency, tenant rights, and environmental quality at the forefront, the 2025 rental market will reward professionalism and accountability. This transformation not only benefits renters, but also strengthens the credibility and sustainability of the entire housing ecosystem, ensuring that the rental market evolves into a space defined by fairness, integrity, and modern living standards.
Number 6. Stamp duty adjustments. The 2025 housing reform introduces significant changes to stamp duty, aiming to make the system fairer and more responsive to current market realities. Under the new framework, buyers can expect revised thresholds that reduce costs for first-time and mid-range buyers while increasing contributions from high-value transactions. This adjustment is designed to stimulate movement in the property market, encouraging downsizing, upsizing, and regional mobility. By easing the burden on entry-level purchases, the government hopes to make homeownership more attainable for younger generations and families seeking affordable housing options. The reform also includes digitalization of stamp duty processing, ensuring faster and more transparent transactions. For many, these changes represent an opportunity to act strategically. First-time buyers could save thousands through expanded relief schemes, while homeowners looking to relocate may find renewed motivation to move. The adjustment also targets property investors, reducing incentives for speculative purchases that inflate local prices. Analysts predict that the new stamp duty model will stabilize market activity, preventing sharp fluctuations while supporting sustainable growth. Buyers purchasing homes in developing regions may benefit further, as the government considers regional variations that align tax rates with average local property values. These targeted policies aim to support both fairness and efficiency within the housing system. From a buyer's perspective, the reform transforms stamp duty from a static cost into a dynamic policy tool that shapes housing behavior. It encourages transactions that contribute to market fluidity rather than stagnation. For many, this could be the difference between postponing and proceeding with a purchase. By aligning taxation with affordability and social goals, the 2025 stamp duty adjustments reflect a broader economic vision, promoting access, fairness, and market balance.
Buyers who stay informed about threshold changes and timing advantages will have a crucial edge in navigating this evolving landscape, positioning themselves smartly in a market where knowledge and timing can significantly influence financial outcomes.
Number 7. Digital property transactions. The 2025 housing reform marks a technological leap with the introduction of digital property transactions, transforming how homes are bought, sold, and recorded. This shift replaces slow, paper-heavy processes with blockchain technology and digital conveyancing systems, offering faster, safer, and more transparent deals. Buyers will benefit from real-time updates, secure verification of ownership, and reduced chances of fraud or administrative error. The new system also integrates AI-powered valuation tools, giving buyers instant insights into market trends and property performance. This digital modernization represents a major step toward efficiency, eliminating long waiting periods and ensuring smoother coordination between agents, solicitors, and lenders. For buyers, this transformation means a simpler and more predictable experience. Instead of weeks of uncertainty, transactions can now be completed within days, supported by automated documentation and identity verification. The reform promotes accountability and data integrity, ensuring that every stage of the process is traceable. Virtual viewings, electronic contracts, and smart escrow systems are becoming standard, allowing buyers to manage the entire journey from initial search to completion with greater convenience. The integration of secure digital platforms also minimizes disputes and delays, giving all parties clearer visibility over progress and obligations. This approach not only enhances buyer confidence, but also raises the overall professionalism of the property industry. The adoption of digital property transactions signals the beginning of a modern, transparent, and globally competitive housing market. It aligns with the broader national agenda of digital transformation across sectors, placing the UK at the forefront of property innovation. For buyers, the reform delivers empowerment, offering control, speed, and clarity at every step. By embracing technology, the 2025 housing landscape moves closer to a future where real estate is no longer defined by paperwork and delays, but by precision, transparency, and trust. This evolution establishes a foundation for smarter, faster, and more secure home ownership in an increasingly digital age.
Number 8. Regional price rebalancing. The 2025 housing reform introduces policies aimed at regional price rebalancing, designed to reduce the long-standing disparity between property values in London and the rest of the UK. For years, the capital has dominated the market, drawing investment while pushing affordability beyond reach for many. The new strategy focuses on stimulating growth in regional cities through infrastructure investment, housing incentives, and local development grants. Areas like Birmingham, Manchester, Leeds, and Glasgow are set to benefit from improved transport links, business hubs, and community facilities, making them more attractive for both buyers and developers. This shift is expected to create a more geographically balanced property market. For buyers, regional rebalancing means greater opportunity and choice. With new housing projects emerging outside traditional hotspots, first-time and family buyers can find affordable homes with modern amenities without compromising on quality of life. The government's focus on spreading economic activity encourages job creation in these regions, further supporting stable local housing markets. Analysts anticipate that this redistribution will gradually ease pressure on overheated southern markets while boosting the long-term value of homes in the Midlands, North, and Scotland. Buyers willing to explore these growing regions could benefit from better returns on investment and a higher standard of living at lower costs. This reform is not only about numbers, it represents a cultural and economic evolution. By strengthening regional infrastructure and housing supply, the government aims to build thriving, self-sustaining communities that reduce dependency on London-centric growth. For buyers, this creates an era where location diversity becomes a financial advantage rather than a compromise. Regional price rebalancing will encourage nationwide prosperity, ensuring that opportunity is no longer confined to a few postcodes. The 2025 reform sets the stage for a housing landscape defined by accessibility, balance, and inclusivity, offering buyers across the country the chance to secure homes that align with both lifestyle and long-term value aspirations.
Number 9. Focus on empty and second homes. The 2025 housing reform takes decisive action on empty and second homes, addressing one of the key factors limiting housing availability across the UK. For years, thousands of properties have remained unoccupied or used only seasonally, worsening supply shortages and driving up prices in high-demand areas. The new regulations introduce higher taxes and stricter ownership rules to discourage property hoarding and speculative investment. Owners of long-term vacant homes will face elevated council tax rates, while second-home buyers in popular regions like Cornwall, Devon and the Lake District will see increased stamp duty surcharges. The goal is to release underused housing back into the active market, creating more opportunities for genuine buyers. This policy represents a shift towards social responsibility in property ownership. By encouraging the use of existing homes, the reform reduces pressure on new construction and helps stabilise local communities. Many towns affected by seasonal housing shortages, where local workers are often priced out, will benefit from greater availability and affordability. The government also plans to support councils in identifying and repurposing vacant buildings for affordable housing projects. Buyers and investors who prioritise long-term occupancy and community contribution may gain incentives through reduced taxes or renovation grants. These steps ensure that housing serves as a place to live and grow, not merely a financial asset. For buyers, the focus on empty and second homes signals a fairer and more accessible property market. It levels the playing field by discouraging speculative purchases that inflate prices and distort local economies. The reform also strengthens neighbourhood cohesion, helping towns maintain year-round vitality rather than becoming dominated by holiday lets or investment properties. In essence, the 2025 housing reform transforms the concept of ownership, shifting from accumulation to contribution. It ensures that homes once left idle can become living spaces again, supporting a balanced, inclusive housing future that benefits both individuals and communities.
Number 10. Rising transparency in the market. The 2025 housing reform introduces sweeping measures to enhance transparency across the property market, ensuring buyers have clear, accurate, and accessible information before making decisions. One of the key goals is to eliminate hidden costs and misleading listings by requiring open data disclosure from agents, developers, and lenders. Buyers will have access to verified property histories, accurate pricing comparisons, and updated ownership records through centralized digital platforms. Estate agents will be legally obligated to present complete cost breakdowns, including maintenance fees and local tax obligations, creating a system where clarity replaces confusion. This initiative empowers buyers to make informed choices based on fact rather than speculation. For buyers, increased transparency means stronger confidence and fewer surprises. Access to real-time market analytics allows individuals to compare regions, forecast property trends, and understand true market value. Misrepresentation and artificial price inflation will become harder to sustain as public data reveals authentic demand patterns. The reform also includes enhanced oversight for property agents, ensuring higher professional standards and ethical conduct. This change benefits both domestic and international buyers seeking reliability and trust in the UK market. Digital verification systems will streamline the process, confirming property details, ownership legitimacy, and valuation accuracy with greater precision than ever before. The shift towards transparency redefines the housing market's foundation. It transforms what was once an opaque, complex process into one that values honesty, data-driven clarity, and accountability. Buyers can now approach property decisions with confidence, knowing that every stage, from negotiation to completion, is governed by verified information. The 2025 reform positions transparency not just as a feature, but as a fundamental right for every buyer. It establishes a marketplace rooted in fairness and openness, where informed decisions lead to sustainable growth. For future homeowners, this marks the beginning of a new era of trust, knowledge, and empowerment in the UK housing landscape.
The 2025 UK housing market reform marks a pivotal moment for both new and seasoned buyers. With a series of structural, financial, and environmental changes, the government aims to make the housing sector more stable, fair, and accessible. For buyers, this means a shift toward greater transparency, tighter lending standards, and increased opportunities for first-time ownership. The emphasis on green building standards and digital property systems also signals a move into a smarter, more sustainable future, where efficiency, technology, and fairness shape every purchase decision. However, these changes also bring new challenges. Stricter mortgage regulations could limit borrowing power, and reforms to the rental sector may alter investment dynamics. Yet, the expansion of affordable housing projects and regional price rebalancing could open doors for many who once felt locked out of the market. Buyers in 2025 will need to stay informed, adapt quickly, and plan strategically to make the most of these evolving opportunities.